Hello. So today we will be talking about a specific investment opportunity we have currently. As you might be aware, lots of investors are investing in Dubai because of the fantastic deals they are snapping up in the real estate markets. Now, we have a 40/60 deal, but before I get into that, let me show you Shoba Heartland 2 in Dubai. This is a private community which is resort themed, and this community is very close to downtown Dubai. This is currently one of the few massive private communities just 10 minutes away from downtown Dubai, the Dubai Mall, 12 minutes from the DXB airport. So it's a no-brainer. This particular community, we have several crystal lagoons. We have amazing views downtown Dubai, Dubai skyline. We have views from the Dubai Creek. We have views of Ras Al Khor Wildlife Sanctuary as well. Now we have podium levels which have a lot of amenities. We have over 50 amenities in this private community. So tell me, what is the sports or pastime you are interested in? You definitely will probably find something about it in Shoba Heartland too. So you might already be thinking what I'm already showing you is a fantastic location for you to have an investment property, and you will be correct. Now, a lot of investors are investing here because this is the perfect location for most people who are looking to rent in Dubai. So when you buy an apartment here, you're looking at premium tenants who want to live very close to downtown and also enjoy all of the amenities you presently see on your screen. So let's check out a fantastic entry-level apartment. This is a 1.5 size apartment, and it's fantastic for new investors in Dubai. So this is one of the most popular configurations we have in Heartland 2. These units are perfect, especially for entry level into the Dubai real estate market. So this is what we call a 1.5 bedroom apartment. So it is not quite a 1 bedroom apartment. It's not quite a 2 bedroom apartment. It's somewhere in the middle. So this is an apartment that has more than 1 bedrooms. It's perfect for new investors. It's very good on the rental market. It performs well. So let's take a look at the floor plan so you can see why this unit is so popular. So we have a couple of units here that have just been sold over the last couple of days. We have the 13th floor unit, we have the 16th floor unit. So let's take a look at the 9th floor and the 11th floor. So this is unit 1109. And let's look at the floor plan. So this is our 1.5. This particular apartment is inside a tower called Skyscape Avenue. Okay. Now, Skyscape Avenue in Heartland is going to be delivered in 2028 at the end of the year. So we're looking at last quarter of 2028. Okay. Now, this specific 1.5 bedroom apartment, the total size is 877 square feet. Okay. So that's a very sizable apartment. So for an entry level into the market, this is a perfect size, especially when you're looking at premium tenants. Mm-hmm. So you want your tenants to have just enough space, but also because these apartments are priced per square foot, you don't also want to be looking at too big of an apartment. So this is something affordable. You can enter into the market more easily, and you also have a very good standard sized apartment. Mm-hmm. So let's walk through the configuration here. So this is your entrance into the apartment, and to the right side you have a full bathroom. Mm-hmm. So this is meant to be your powder room, but the interesting thing about this unit is the powder room also has a walk-in shower. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be very important later on as we walk through this specific unit. So when you come out of the powder room, you have your living space. Now this is your kitchen. Shoba will always deliver to you a fully fitted kitchen. So you have a fantastic kitchen here. This is your refrigerator. It's built in on this side. You have your sink. You have your cooker top. Mm-hmm. Now the kitchen area is big enough to have your dining sitting as well, right there. And to the right, we have your living room. This is a very good sized space, living space. And here we have your floor to ceiling glass windows, overlooking your balcony. Now this is where we get, very interesting. So now in this apartment, you always want to maximize your views. So Shoba always does that by giving you floor to ceiling glass windows. So you can see, the views from your balcony and also from inside your living area. Now, we also have views in your bedroom. So this is the main bedroom here. This is what makes this a 1 bedroom apartment. Now, in a 1 bedroom apartment, we have your bed area, we have your closet space over here. Of course, this bedroom is en suite. What also makes this bedroom unique is you also have views. So from your bed, you can enjoy views through the floor to ceiling wall right here. You can see the views through the glass wall. We have your utility room. So Shoba is going to have your washer dryer here. So this utility room serves as your laundry. So this is built into your apartment as well. So this is the extra 0.5. So this is what makes this floor plan a 1.5 bedroom. Right. So this floor is quite sizable. You can put a bed into it. So most investors, what they do is on the rental market, they put this style of apartment on the market as a 2-bedroom. And the reason why that works is because of the walk-in shower here.
Yeah.
So because of the walk-in shower in your powder room, this particular space is able to function as an extra bedroom. Now, investors have been known to use that as a guest bedroom. They've been known to use it as a kid's bedroom or just an extra bedroom in general. Yeah, or a office, a study, a store, extra closets. Like I said, one of the most popular configurations we have in Heartland 2. This sort of unit goes very fast. As I've been proven in the last couple of days, several units have already been locked down. So if you're interested in this unit, please lock one down today. Now let's discuss pricing, right? So we're going to look at a 40-60 offer, which is a temporary offer investors are taking advantage of now. This offer gives you the chance to only pay 40% out of pocket, and you can put a whole 60% of the value of this apartment on mortgage.
Wow. That's so good. So like you're not even paying up to 50%.
You're not paying up to half of the value of this apartment.
So does that mean that basically an apartment, let's say if you had the money for this 1.5 bedroom,
yes,
and with this 40-60 offer, you do that, can you use the amount for one apartment to get two?
Yes. Now that's where it gets very interesting. A lot of seasoned investors, that is essentially what they do. Once this kind of offer of 40-60 comes up, they immediately snap up like more units. Okay. So this is how you're able to like stack your real estate portfolio. This is how you maximize. This is basically leverage.
Yeah.
So this is how you have leverage to be able to maximize your actual funds and get even more units than you ordinarily would have had to, get. Now let's imagine you have the full price for this apartment, right? The full price is about 580,000 USD. So you have the full price. What do? Instead of going into the market and just buying one unit, you only have to pay in essence 232,117 USD for this unit because that's 40%. So if you have 580,000, why not spread that over 18 months and get 2 units instead? Now those 2 units, you can put them out on rent as soon as it's delivered, as soon as it's completed by the developer. You put them out on rent and you're able to begin to collect rent that actually starts paying off the last 60%. So this is why we advise investors to come to us so that we can recommend units that will do very well on the rental market. Because if your unit is not going to do well on the rental market, there's no point, right, in this.
Yeah.
So recommended units and the recommended location that will do excellently well in the Dubai market. Like I said earlier, this location is very close to downtown. This is the perfect residential corridor for lots of executives. And the mortgage in Dubai is very good. The percentage is very low. So usually it's between 3.5% to 5.9%, I think, here.
Wow, that's a really low mortgage.
Very low rate, yes.
Nigeria is higher.
Nigeria is astronomical. So this is our current 40-60 breakdown for 1109. Has the booking amount, which is 20% of the total value of this apartment. This particular apartment, this is the full price. So it is $580,294. So this is the full price for the unit. Mm-hmm. Now most investors only ever pay this amount. So instead of $580,294, you're paying $232,117. Now how do we do this? So basically we split the payments into very easy bits like this. So we're going to break down that 20% to make it even easier to pay.
10 makes it 20%.
Precisely.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and pay the entire 20% upfront, but to make it easier also financially, we can also break it down in the following manner. So you can do 2%, which is 42,000 AED, converts to 11,605 USD. So you can do that particular amount to hold down the unit. After the 2% holding deposit, we now have an 8% deposit. So this makes the full, the amount you've paid so far 10%. So you can do the 8% 14 days from booking dates. That's 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks to make 10% basically. So, and that amount equals to 46,423 USD. Now the reason for this timeline is, for example, you've locked down a unit very easily with 2%. So after locking down the unit easily, this 8% and the timeline is to give you, a chance to get to your banking institutions or, just basically move around funds a bit so you can come up with this slightly larger amount. As I said from the beginning, you don't need to break it down this way. You can just do the full booking upfront. Now we can do another 10% 3 months from the booking date. So that will complete the 20%, and that 10% is 58,000 USD.
Okay.
So now you've done your full booking amount, which is 20%, and at that point in time, you also have your DLD payments to the Dubai Land Department. When you buy any property in Dubai, there's a DLD fee which is 4% of the value of any project you buy. So 4% in the case of this particular apartment is this amount. So it's 85,000 AED converts to 23,527.
That's a different fee probably.
Yeah. So it's a separate fee from your actual price of the apartment. So I would say this fee equals to when you pay to Alausa in Lagos or the land department in Abuja or anywhere else in Nigeria to get your CFO or governor's consent. So it's a legal aspect. So this is registration for your title, basically. And by the way, this is a freehold apartment, meaning you own it forever. So this is not something that you buy and within 100 years they're telling your generations to pack out. And you own this particular unit forever.
Yeah.
So Dubai is divided into different areas. We have the freehold areas and we have the leasehold areas. By the way, Nigeria also operates a leasehold system.
Yeah.
So basically when you buy anything in Nigeria, you are leasing for 100 years.
Yeah.
So your CFO, your governor's consent is for 100 years.
Yeah.
Now the good thing about this unit is in Dubai, this project is actually freehold section. So it's not 100 years, it's forever. If you don't sell the unit, you own it forever. Now we are getting to your first installment. So that's 10% and you have a whole 8 months from your booking date. So let's say you booked today, 8 months from now, you are doing 10%, which is your first installment, and that's about 58,000 USD. 18 months from today, you're also doing another 10%, which is 58,000 USD. Very flexible. So at that point, remember you've done 20%, this is 10%, 10%, so that's 40%. Now you're done paying for the apartments. In 18 months, you've made about 232,000 USD in payments. So what happens next is this 60% gets paid to Shoba by the bank on mortgage. And then you put a tenant into your apartment. Your tenant's rent is enough this amount to the bank. Will the tenant's rent actually cover the mortgage? Do I need to pay some certain amounts? So Kira and I are going to show you a quick mortgage calculator and rental income for this same exact unit. Let's go.
Alright, so this is the full price, expected price for the 1.5 bedroom. That is the amount of 580,294 USD. Right. What you are expected to pay, your down payment is 40%. We've shown you the breakdown previously, right, which will amount to 223,117.60. Right. After that payment is complete, before the last installment you'll be expected to pay is the 60%. Yeah. Right. And which you can get a mortgage for. So the mortgage is this big amount, 348,176.48.
This is a balloon payment. It's a larger portion of payments you have to make for this unit. And most investors just simply skip that payment and put it directly on mortgage. So this is a breakdown to show you how feasible the mortgage system works. So now the mortgage in Dubai is tied to your age. So, and the full term is 65 years. So you deduct your age from 65 and you arrive at the maximum number of years you can get on a mortgage. So we're assuming that you're 40 years old, which means you can get the full tenure of years, which is 25 years. Now this is your interest rate, 3.9, and that means that your yearly payment for this apartment, to put it on 25-year mortgage, is 27,505 USD. Now let's see how feasible it is to get that amount out of your rent. Now we're looking at a rental percentage of 12% because Heartland 2, the very luxurious location, perfect private community. So this is a very good rental income you receive on your apartment. It's basically 69,635.
Well, can you believe that?
So out of this rent, you deduct your annual mortgage, which is 27,505. So let's look in this direction. Now I've done a short breakdown of that. So this basically means that your income after mortgage is 42,129. So basically after you've paid your yearly mortgage, you're still making 42,129. It's a no-brainer. Wow. So this is why investors buy apartments, put them on mortgage, leverage on the fact that you can get a mortgage and pay so little for the units, because you're going to be making a lot of money while using your rent to pay off the rest. We work with Shoba as a developer, and we help you pick the right units that make you the maximum amount of ROI in Dubai. Even with Shoba projects, we don't just give our investors like any Shoba project to buy. So we look at the market, going over the data. There's investors who get trophy projects, and then there's investors who are in the market to make money. So we specifically advise you on which kind of projects to buy that suits your portfolio.
Thank you guys. Yeah. This has been really good. Thank you once again.